All right, so you asked for it. We are diving deep into Gemini and Leo compatibility.
Oh, getting ready to explore a dynamic duo.
They really do bring the heat.
They do.
Literally, we're going to unpack all of it. The initial spark,
Yeah.
building trust, how they communicate, all that good stuff to see if these two are truly compatible.
Well, what's really interesting about this pairing right off the bat is the intensity.
Oh, tell me more.
It's like you're watching like a bonfire ignite.
Oh.
Gemini, who is an air sign, are known to be social butterflies.
Right.
They actually end up fanning the flames of Leo's fiery nature.
Wow.
Creating this undeniable attraction it's almost impossible to ignore. Ever walked into a room and felt instantly drawn to someone?
Oh, yeah.
That's that Gemini-Leo energy.
Wow. You're really painting a picture here. It sounds like they bring out this playful showmanship in each other.
Totally.
Like they want the attention.
Exactly. It's almost an exhibitionist energy to have, especially early on when, passion is at its peak. Imagine, like, a crowded room, all eyes are on them.
Oh, wow.
And they're completely unfazed.
I love it.
They thrive on it.
Okay, so lots of initial attraction between Gemini and Leo. But
Yeah.
what about trust in the long term? Everyone loves a good fireworks show, but
Right.
can that kind of intensity last?
That is the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And it gets really interesting here because while that initial spark is so strong,
Yeah.
trust can be a little bit of a tricky area for these two.
Let's unpack that a little bit. What's going on beneath the surface that could, cause some issues down the road?
Well, think about it. You've got Gemini, who, being an air sign, they tend to, flit from one thing to the next.
Okay.
They're constantly looking for something to stimulate their mind.
Right.
New experiences.
Right.
And to a Leo, ruled by the sun, who craves that attention,
Yes.
that devotion, this can come off as a little bit scattered, maybe even non-committal.
So it's not necessarily that either one is untrustworthy. It's just that their needs and how they express their love is different.
Exactly. Think about it this way. Leo plans this big, grand, romantic gesture,
Okay.
showering their Gemini with gifts and affection.
Yeah.
And instead of being swept off their feet, Gemini's a little restless, a little tied down. They need some space to breathe.
Two totally different love languages.
Yes.
But, this isn't exclusive to these two signs.
Right.
So how can Gemini and Leo work through this?
It's all about awareness. Just knowing that their approaches to love and affection are different is a big first step.
Right.
If they can both understand and respect each other's needs, then it just becomes an opportunity for growth.
Right.
Instead of, like you said, a disaster.
So open communication, honesty, really key for these two.
Absolutely, which is what we'll get into next, because communication can make or break any relationship.
So we've talked about that intense chemistry between Gemini and Leo.
Right.
And how, they approach trust and giving, receiving love so differently.
Yeah.
But now let's get into how this dynamic duo actually communicates. Because let's be real, communication can make or break any relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. And with Gemini and Leo, it's rarely boring.
Okay, I like it.
It's this really captivating mix of playful banter,
Uh-huh.
intellectual sparring,
Okay.
this love for expressing themselves dramatically.
Oh, wow.
Think about a time when you had a conversation and you walked away just feeling totally energized,
Right.
stimulated.
Yes.
That's the kind of connection these two can have.
I love that. I can only imagine the witty comebacks, the dramatic declarations.
You're right.
But what is it about their communication skills that makes it so unique?
Well, first of all, neither of them are afraid of a little honesty.
Okay.
They value being direct, being clear.
Right.
Cut through the BS.
Yeah.
Get to the point. No passive aggressiveness here.
Oh, I love that.
And it's so refreshing, I think, for both partners because it creates this transparency.
Right.
Like what you see is what you get.
So it sounds like they both really value, saying what they mean,
Yeah,
meaning what they say.
for sure.
But could that straightforwardness ever backfire?
It definitely can.
Okay.
So while their honesty is great, it can definitely lead to some disagreements.
Yeah.
And especially when you factor in Leo's need to fix things.
Oh, yeah.
Leo's ruled by the sun. They're all about, taking charge, finding a solution.
Right.
So when Gemini's just trying to talk about their feelings
Yeah.
or their thoughts, Leo might just jump in with a solution.
Right.
When all Gemini wanted was to be heard.
To vent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To just, process.
Oh, I see how that could be a problem. It's like Gemini's trying to have a brainstorming session. And
Yes.
Leo comes in with the answer.
Exactly.
And it's like, whoa, 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 back up.
Right. And that's where respecting each other's communication style is so important.
Absolutely.
Leo needs to understand that Gemini analyzing and, going back and forth isn't an attack.
Right.
It's just how they process things.
Right. It's how their brain works.
And Gemini needs to understand that Leo is coming from a good place.
Right. Just trying to help.
Yeah.
So finding that balance between honesty and listening.
Yeah. It's about creating a space where they both feel safe to express themselves.
Right.
Knowing that even if they disagree,
Yeah.
they're going to be heard.
Absolutely.
And that leads us to a really interesting aspect of their connection emotion. Ooh, okay.
Because there's more to it than just banter and, intellectual sparring.
Right. They're not robots.
Exactly. And while these signs are seen as very intellectual,
Right.
underneath, there is this depth of emotion.
Okay, let's get into it. What happens when Gemini and Leo connect on an emotional level?
Yeah.
So we've been really digging into Gemini and Leo's compatibility, right? We talked about that initial spark, how they navigate communication, and now we're going even deeper, the emotional connection. Can these two intellectual powerhouses really connect on a heart-to-heart level?
It's a great question. And honestly, it's where their differences really shine. Both signs are known for being super brainy, but their emotional journeys, totally different.
Yeah, how so? Well, Leo, with their huge heart, they express their love very openly and generously. Like showering their partner with grand gestures, lots of affirmation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Leos are the kings and queens of romance. It's like straight out of a movie.
Right.
But how does Gemini, who's, often seen as more emotionally detached, how do they respond to that?
Ah, that's the thing. Appearances can be deceiving.
Okay.
Gemini might not, wear their heart on their sleeve the same way.
Right.
But that doesn't mean those feelings aren't there.
Right.
Remember, Gemini is represented by the twins, so they've got that multifaceted thing going on. They explore the world with curiosity, and that includes emotions.
So while Leo might go big and plan something elaborate, Gemini might show their love in a different way.
Exactly.
Like maybe writing a poem, having a deep conversation, or even surprising their partner with tickets to something that sparks their brain, right?
You got it. It's about recognizing that love languages are different. And the important thing is that both partners feel seen and appreciated for who they are.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot. The initial attraction, how they communicate, the potential for a deep emotional connection. But what about the more practical stuff? Shared values, how they approach life, how does that all work?
So this is where their differences, instead of being obstacles, can actually become strengths.
Okay, now you've got me really curious. How do these seemingly opposite approaches work in their favor?
All right, picture this. You've got Gemini constantly craving those new experiences, always intellectually stimulated.
Okay.
And then you've got Leo with that love for the finer things in life, wanting to really shine.
Okay, I see the contrast, but I'm not sure I see how it works. It seems like one's always on the go and the other's happy, relaxing, and enjoying the finer things.
And that's the beauty of it. What if Gemini suggests a spontaneous trip, like camping under the stars?
Okay.
Leo, never wanted to turn down an adventure, kicks it up a notch.
Oh, I see.
Suddenly, you've got this luxurious camping experience, a gourmet picnic basket, cozy blankets, maybe even a projector for a movie night.
Oh, I has to admit, that sounds amazing.
Right.
It's like they both bring something unique to the table.
Exactly. Or let's say Gemini's feeling restless, full of ideas. Leo, the natural motivator, encourages them, maybe even helps them make those ideas happen.
They really do seem to help each other grow.
For sure. Which brings us to the big question.
Yeah.
Is this a match written in the stars?
Well, we've explored it all. The highs and lows, the challenges, the strengths. What do you think?
Look, relationships, never any guarantees. But with Gemini and Leo, it's their potential that's so exciting. They push each other, inspire each other, and when they figure out how to work with their differences, that's when the magic really happens.
So for anyone listening, wondering if Gemini and Leo are compatible, whether it's their own relationship or someone they know, what's the most important thing to remember?
Embrace the journey. It's all about growth, understanding, and meeting in the middle. And hey, maybe a little cosmic insight is all it takes to find that love story we're all searching for.
I love that. Gemini and Leo, with their passion and love for life, yeah, they could really write an amazing love story. And for all of you listening, keep exploring, keep connecting, and remember, the stars have got your back.